Hungary is a country in Central Europe whose history under this name dates to the early Middle Ages, when the Pannonian Basin was conquered by the Hungarians Magyars, a semi-nomadic people who had migrated from Eastern Europe. For the history of the area before this period, see Pannonian Basin before Hungary. The oldest archaeological site in Hungary is Véteszeles, where Paleolithic old dough and pebble tools and an early human fossil nicknamed Samu, a 350,000-year-old Homo erectus, were discovered in 1965. The Roman Empire conquered territory west of the Danube River between 35 and 9 BC. From 9 BC to the end of the 4th century AD, Pannonia, the western part of the Carpathian Basin, was part of the Roman Empire. In the final stages of the expansion of the Roman Empire in the early centuries of the first millennium AD, the Carpathian Basin fell under the Mediterranean influence of Greco-Roman civilization for a short period. Town centers, paved roads, and written sources were all part of the advances put to an end by the migration of peoples that characterized the early Middle Ages in Europe. After the Western Roman Empire collapsed in the 5th century AD under the stress of the migration of Germanic tribes and Carpian pressure, the migration period continued to bring many invaders into Central Europe. Among the first to arrive were the Huns, who built up a powerful empire under Attila the Hun in 435 AD. Attila was regarded in past centuries as an ancestral ruler of the Hungarians, but this is now considered to be inaccurate. It is believed that the origin of the name Hungary does not come from the Central Asian Hun nomadic invaders, but rather from Magyar tribes that were part of a Bulgar alliance called Onoga, which in Bulgar Turkic meant the 10 arrows to they entered what is now Hungary in the 7th century AD. Citation needed. After Hunnish rule faded in the 6th century AD, the Germanic Ostrogoths, Lombards and Slavs came to Pannonia, whereas the Gepids had a presence in the eastern part of the Carpathian Basin for about 100 years. In the 560s the Avars founded the Avar Khaganate, III state, that maintained supremacy in the region for more than 2 centuries, and had the military power to launch attacks against its neighboring empires. The Avar Khaganate was weakened by constant wars and outside pressure, and the Franks under Charlemagne managed to defeat the Avars to end their 250-year rule. In the middle of the 9th century, the Slavic Balaton Principality, also known as Lower Pannonia, was established by the Franks as a frontier march, when they destroyed the Avar state in the western part of the Pannonian Plain. However, this vassal state was destroyed in 900 by Hungarian tribes,